issues that have been happening in New Zealand that I would like to talk about. The first one being poverty amongst children. Present generations perceive it as a right to produce children, but not to take care or nurture for them. They see that as more of a government responsibility, when it really isn't. This just leaves children abandoned and hungry. A related issue is the disintegration of families. Strong families are the foundation of a strong community, and a strong community is the foundation of a strong nation. The increasing divorce rates produce more and more broken homes, which can only lead to either rebellious children, teenage pregnancy, child poverty, abortion, even suicide. And the final issue I would like to bring up is the debt-ridden culture and the growing gap between the poor and the rich. New Zealand's culture always runs by a buy now and pay later policy, which isn't really working for them. And when considering New Zealand's relations with their neighbors, the most obvious one to consider is with Australia. How can I explain? The relationship between these two countries have a somewhat brother-like idea. They simply go well together. The New Zealand anthem is literally called "I Still Call Australia Home."
New Zealand is a constitutional monarchy with a parliamentary system of government. They're much like Great Britain because New Zealand used to be a British dominion. They became an independent member of the Commonwealth of Nations in 1947, but their government still consists of a lot of the same attributes as Great Britain, such as not having an overarching document as their constitution. Their unwritten constitution is made up of acts of parliaments, legal documents, and other court decisions. Bill English is the current Prime Minister of New Zealand, and he belongs to the National Party, which believes in things such as better healthcare, helping small businesses, and supporting all of their regions. New Zealand uses a mixed-member proportional voting system, and they hold a democratic election every 3 years. Their government is unitary because the local governments only have powers conferred upon it by the Parliament, so the central government technically has all the power. New Zealand has 3 branches: legislative, executive, and judicial. The legislative branch is run by Parliament. The executive branch is made up of ministers of the Crown supported by government agencies, and the judicial branch reviews decisions of the government based on their unwritten constitution. Their head of state is the sovereign, currently Queen Elizabeth II, but in New Zealand, the Queen is represented by the Government General Dame Patsy Reddy.
The country New Zealand is part of the submerged continent of Zealandia, its capital being Wellington, and as we've established earlier, its closest neighbor is Australia. The country's area is approximately... Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Take that off. I was talking about the city, not Gordon Ramsay's beef Wellington. Anyways, as I was saying, the country's area is approximately 103,363 square miles, with a population of about 4,474,549. The Human Development Index is pretty high there, coming up to 13th out of 188. The literacy rate is also quite high, with about 99% of documented adults. An average person lives quite a life in New Zealand, having a life expectancy of 81 years, obtaining an average of 13 years of schooling, and with the gross domestic product of $36,200 per capita.